Hi there, welcome to another episode of Ms. Primosch's Art Cart. We're continuing with the theme of 3D objects, and in this episode we're going to cover both the cube and the prism. Now in art, we're going to refer to a prism always as a rectangular shape. I know in science we have triangular prisms and other types of prisms, but in this case the prism is rectangular, okay? And the cube is, well, the cube's a cube. All right. So, going with my imperfect lines, I'm going to start off with a square-like shape. No, it's not a perfect square, but that's not the important part of it to me. Okay, so there's my squarey-like thing. Okay, the way I do this to make it look like a solid object is I draw a square, and now I'm going to make some parallel lines to get the effect of it being a table that's been knocked over. See? There's the legs of the table. Somebody's just knocked that table over. It's crazy. Okay, so now let's close up those lines. No, it's not perfect, but you can clean that up later on. Okay? Alright, so let's have the light source coming from this direction, which means this is going to be my lightest part, this is going to be my darkest part, okay? So starting off with the darkest part, you probably know what I'm going to do by now. I'm going to use circular pressure motions to make this my darkest part. Now this, it's not round like a sphere or cylinder. It's got kind of a flat plane, so the whole thing is going to be in shadow. There we go. Okay, so now this part, we're gonna have most of the light here, but from here to here, we're gonna have a gradation of dark to light. So, starting, circular motions, I'm not smudging. I'm not using that smudging technique. I'm using the pressure sensitive pencil technique. So, the less darker I want it, or the lighter I want it, the less pressure I put. The darker I want it, the more pressure. So if I want this darker, I'm going to apply more pressure. If I want this lighter, less pressure. See? Okay, so now for the top is mostly lit. So I'm just going to put a little bit of gradated shadow there. And there you go. Basically, there is your 3D cube. So the prism, pretty much the same thing except longer or wider, depending on how you want to do that. So I'm going to make a rectangular-like shape. Again, not perfect. Don't really care about perfection right now. Okay, same story. Knocked over table. Okay, looks like somebody just knocked that table over. So now I'm going to connect those lines of the knocked over table, and we have a prism. Okay, so now I'm going to use that same light source to make it easy. We're going to pretend this isn't here blocking it. We're going to pretend it has its own light source. So this side is going to be the darkest, circular, dark pressure motions. Just like the cube. Okay, same story down here. Darker pressure at the bottom. Going up into lighter pressure to give it a shadow gradation. And then up here, same story. Okay, now you can also do a cube or a prism that has a different lighting angle. Maybe you want the light to come that way. If it's coming from that direction, then this is obviously going to be your darker part. Get it? right? See what I mean? Okay. Okay, so keep practicing and I will see you in class. That was cube and prism as 3D objects. See you in class.